A new day is rising in Keedysville, Maryland. Along with it, the hopes of many Maryland brewmasters, hop farmers, and beer lovers. Say hello to one of Maryland's newest discoveries, the Monocacy hop.
Monocacy is a hop we found in Maryland. It has been in Maryland for many years. We like to refer to it as a new hop to us, but a very old hop.
Brian Butler, a principal agent with the University of Maryland Extension, has spent nearly a decade researching how to improve hop production in Maryland.
Early on, as farm breweries became a new innovation in agritourism, many people tried to grow hops, specifically the Pacific Northwest hops, because that's all we had. Production was very complex, a lot of inputs, very expensive. It did not go well.
The biggest problem was that traditional hop plants were not bred to be resistant to mid-Atlantic conditions. Humidity, bugs, and blight. What they needed was a hop plant acclimated to Maryland's climate. That would be like finding a needle in a haystack. And by sheer chance, they found the haystack and needle in Frederick County.
The history of what we now call the Monocacy hop starts with Dr. Eidiger.
The renowned Frederick County farmer and veterinarian bought his farmhouse in 1968, and it came with a plant he knew well.
I thought I would never see a hop again until we moved here, and by golly, there was one growing.
Now, the interesting thing is that Dr. Eidiger had come from Oregon, so he was familiar with what a hop plant was, and they left it.
Fast forward 50 years. At a chance encounter with Tom Barse, a hop farmer and owner of Milkhouse Brewery, who passed Ray's hop sample to Brian.
I said, you know, Brian, I got this hop that's been growing in Maryland for years. I don't know anything about it. So he said, well, I'd be interested in getting some, and he started some. Then we sent samples off to the USDA,
where they did a genetic evaluation of the plant, and they determined that it was a truly unique wild hop.
So I'm like, oh, shoot, Maryland has its own hop.
It's been classified as a North American wild hop, but it's like nothing seen before. As far as folks can tell, it was brought here from Europe some 100 years ago, and over that time, it is fully adapted to Maryland's climate.
My goal for this project is that the Monocacy hop is identified as a true Maryland hop, which it is enjoyed in beer by Maryland residents, and that this becomes iconic like many of the other things that we associate Maryland with, like crabs.
So far, Brian's goal is getting off to a great start.
We're going to continue from here, but we want to now kind of push this out a little bit.
Last year, Milkhouse Brewery produced 3 beers with the new hop. This year, Brian's teamed up with Chris Leonard of Heavy Seas, who's taking some newly harvested cones back to the brewery for a special wet hop beer.
We call it a wet hop because usually when you take the hops down, you dry them. We're not going to dry them. We're taking them straight to the brewery today, and we're going to use them today. Gives a different sort of grassier, fresher kind of aroma, but it's a good first step for us.
While Chris was out picking hops, his crew back at the Baltimore-based Heavy Seas Brewery had begun the brewing process for the wet brew. Now it's time to add the finishing touch.
We're going to add these to our hop back, and we're going to pump some wort through these guys and get all this delicious aromatic aroma to add to this beer. And about 14, 16 days from now, we will have a German-style Altbier brewed with these wonderful Monocacy hops.
At the big reveal, the Heavy Seas patrons seemed keen to the new taste.
It's delicious. It's well-balanced.
I think it's great. I'm really excited about it, and I think you'll see a lot more of this hop in the future.
We have the potential to grow hops in Maryland in a sustainable way that potentially could be profitable as an alternative agricultural enterprise, help supplement the breweries, and also people in agriculture looking for another enterprise to add to their farm.
Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest. We hope you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. To learn more about our show and watch full episodes, check out mpt.org/farm or just click the link in the description.